everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Boston Sports Nuts. This is a biggie. All right, I'm Ken Berman, joined by my good buddies, Jim Russo and Paul Izzo. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Fantastic. Never been better.
Once again, Jim, you're good?
Yeah, good, Ken.
Once again, I just want to tell everybody how this show is sweeping the nation, and I have a graph and a chart to prove it. Here we go, right here, if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Here's Boston Sports Nuts. Here's our viewership. Here's Get Up on ESPN. That's their view, and that's their other show, Fast First Take. That's their view. So there's the stats right there to prove it. And that shows everybody that Boston Sports Nuts is just taking over sports talk.
Thanks for doing that, Ken.
Yep. I'm looking
Somebody's got to
to
do
the
it.
numbers. Our YouTube likes, I think, are at 111 million. So anyway, guys,
Anyway,
big news. And I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but there's a new sports team in town. It's called the Boston Dragons. They play professional pickleball in the 35 plus division. So just wanted to get that out there and see if you guys had any.
You can see another banner hanging now in the JetBlue terminal.
That's right. So we'll get into that more as the season gets going. Anyway, there was a game on Sunday, a little game on Sunday that first of all, can you believe the Patriots are in the Super Bowl? Every time I think about it, I go, no, I can't believe it, but they're there. But it was we had a little game on Sunday. We'll get into quickly my sort of thoughts on that game after they won that game. One of the first things I thought of was this team seems to win many different ways, especially in the playoffs, but throughout the season. Great offense some games, great defense some games. All Drake May some games, Hunter Henry, some special teams by Marcus Jones. But in the playoffs, they've won by turning the ball over a ton in the first two games. But then in more horrible conditions in the third game, they play really good fundamental football, don't turn it over, don't make more mistakes than the other team, and they win that way. They've won with defense. May threw 3 touchdown passes, I believe, in one game. I mean, lots of different ways they've won. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. So anyway, turn it over to Paul Izzo. And Paul, thoughts on Sunday?
Hey, a gutty, gritty win that was, the result of which was dictated by a lot of factors. You have to acknowledge Denver missing their starting quarterback. Look, that was an edge for the Patriots. Nothing wrong with acknowledging that. The thing that struck me Sunday was I thought the Patriots handled the weather better than the home team, which is not typical. Most teams, when there's a weather game, the home team tends to handle it better. I thought the Patriots clearly handled it better. And the other thing is the nitpicking at Drake May's performance. I think I heard somebody give him a thumbs down for the performance. He made winning plays all day. Whether it was the running for a touchdown from the 10-yard line or the run at the end of the game, which he called his own number, didn't even tell his teammates. Drake May did enough to win that game under the conditions the game was played in. So I'm just, as a fan, I'm unbelievably excited, really looking forward to the Super Bowl. We'll get into the Super Bowl itself later, but, the Patriots are not one of these upstart teams that's going to be happy just to get there. They've played methodically the last 17, 18 weeks. They've been in every single game they've played all year, and I don't see any reason that will continue. But yeah, absolutely thrilled. Great.
Jim, your takeaways? Thoughts?
my takeaways are pretty simple. This is a game where all the analysis, all the cover twos, the cover zeros, the cover threes, the hit the left gap, hit the right gap, tight end's got to help went out the window. And my take is very simple. Patriots made more plays and less mistakes than the Broncos. That was it. And that's really it. And if you liked 1950s and 1960s NFL football as opposed to AFL, this was the game for you because You know,
A grind.
Tony Romo, who's taking a lot of heat, did get one thing right. Mike Vrabel didn't think they could score again, and he coached that way. He clearly coached that way.
Yeah.
Whereas we'll get into the second game later. That was more the modern NFL. Can anybody stop anybody in the fourth quarter? In this game, Mike Vrabel said nobody's scoring. And I thought the game was very simple and came down to those two factors. Patriots made less mistakes, more plays than Denver, including their field goal kicker.
Right. They made one more field goal than the other team.
That's right.
And truly, and I believe Sean Payton admitted to a little regret that he didn't kick that field goal early on.
Can we get a little nuance with that?
Sure.
He admitted he should have called the running play that he was going to call.
Oh, okay.
I did not hear him say he should have kicked the field goal.
Okay.
I don't agree with that, but that's
right. Right. I think we all
could be wrong.
At that
I don't
point,
read everything.
At that point, he should have kicked the field goal and gone up 10-0.
I think so.
Did you know that including the postseason, the last 51 times that an NFL team has gone for it on fourth down, their success rate is below 50%.
Is it a fourth and
Think about that. Deep. Yeah, they've got fourth, whatever.
Fourth and whatever.
Going for it on fourth down, 25 for 51. Defenses are catching on. They're not fooled anymore. They're scouting the other team's short yardage plays. I have if we could talk about that decision by Sean Payton, I must be a natural go against the grain on takes because I actually understood why he did it. I think the leaving aside what play he should have run, you guys know me. I'm in favor of kicking field goals. I think this trend is mostly ridiculous, but I think he was thinking, I may not get down this close again. If I can get to 14-0, the game might be over. I mean, at that point, the Patriots had shown nothing on offense. Now, you can make the same argument at 10-0, but it's not nearly as strong.
He basically said that. Yeah. I mean, in different words, but he said going up 14-0 was very, So I think he agrees with you.
You know, I think everybody's jumping on. It's like, oh, come on. These coaches have to make these decisions on the fly. I'm glad he made the decision he made. I'm glad as a Patriots fan it didn't work out. I think the most underrated play of the game was the 3rd and 6, where Marcus Jones forced Stidham out of bounds, Stidham at the pylon, and not at the pylon, at the 10-yard mark. A tremendous play by Jones, who I thought was one of the best players on the field on Sunday. But, that decision, I think, has gotten a little overblown. Hey, the Patriots won. That's frankly all I care about, to be honest.
Yeah.
One of the other things that's been interesting to me in the playoffs, which I didn't really see for most of the season, is all of a sudden the Patriots have a pass rush. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember seeing that all that much during the season.
Well, Chason has emerged as a really good pass rusher. Milton Williams and Barmore are playing as good as they've played all year. Remember, Milton Williams was missing for part of the season, and the Patriots are still undefeated with Gonzalez and Williams both in the lineup, which is something ESPN will tell you because they're doing everything possible to tell you that the Patriots have no shot. But
you've heard that too, Paul?
They have an undefeated duo on defense.
Yeah, they have no shot, just so you know. And we all there's, as Jim said, there's really no reason to watch the game. Is there, Jim?
Well, I heard one of you texted that Stephen A said they had no shot. So I'm making plans not to watch the game. I don't want to watch the games.
Yeah. No,
I think there's the puppy Super Bowl is that day.
Oh, there you go. Obviously being facetious because I think they have a very good shot.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Okay.
And I think what the Pats did on Sunday it seemed like they sent a blitz on every pass play to get to Stidham, who just hasn't played a lot of football over the last few years. And they just were relentless at just coming at him, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, Stidham, I understand, was 1 for 10 under pressure.
Yeah.
So once they figured out how to, I mean, the much vaunted, Denver attack that we were going to see under Stidham, not be facetious. They got him 1 for 10. It
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah, once they went to man and started rushing a little more, he wasn't bad in the beginning against the zone.
I know.
All the
No.
weather hit.
And it seems the best way to kill another team's offense is have a great pass rush. That's
Well, the best way to kill another team's offense is being able to rush the passer with 4 people.
with
That's
four
why the
people.
Patriots lost the Super Bowl in their undefeated season. And that's what the Eagles did last year to Mahomes. When you can rush 4, get to the quarterback, and cover with 7, you're in great shape.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
the Patriots were sending more than 4 most of the
Yeah, they
game.
were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll see how that translates. Hey, another big play as I thought about this game was, and he was just activated before the game, is Matt Collins's catch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think it was his only catch, right?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
That was a
No, he had 2.
two.
Oh, did he?
He had one that he bobbled slightly
Uh-huh.
and brought in, and then the one down the sideline.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another big play. I mean, by my count, there were 10 critical plays in the game that were essential to the Patriots winning. Those were a couple of them. The field goal, obviously. The Patriots only allowed 56 yards the last 8 possessions Denver had,
Yeah.
that's outrageous. Now, a
Unbelievable.
lot of that had to do with weather, but Denver was never able to get any kind of running game going either. I mean, that was,
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure the block field goal is on your list of 10 too, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about that, but I didn't see it when it first happened. Did you?
No,
No, I don't think anybody did.
Yeah.
no. Nance picked it up on the replay.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
other big plays. Anybody sticking out with any other big plays? Obviously, besides the obvious ones that,
No, those are the biggies.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, look at the game. The Patriots scored a touchdown basically on a gift,
yeah,
and Denver scored 1 touchdown. It was just horrible weather. Offenses couldn't do much, and the Pats made more big plays and got the big turnover.
yeah. Paul, like you said, coaches, they have to make decisions while the game's going on, real life, real time, all that. So don't referees, I guess, because the um the the backwards pass, which was, I guess, whistled dead, should have been a Patriots touchdown, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. And the football world, certainly the Patriots were lucky that they ended up scoring, because if they didn't,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say they go on to lose the game, oh, imagine the hue and cry that they were deprived of 4 points on a blown whistle. I mean, there would have been rioting in the streets, but
I think the
it all worked out.
NFL was lucky. I think
Right.
the NFL was
Yeah, I
lucky.
said the football world,
The NFL was very lucky the Patriots scored on that play by Drake May, because otherwise, and especially if there were no more scores.
It's funny. I understand quick whistles when someone's in harm's way. Like if there's a guy in the middle of a running pile trying to get a first down and they're punching at the ball and finally they blow the whistle. You're trying to prevent injury, but I don't see why you would blow a whistle on that play.
Because you can let it go, let the touchdown score, and then review it.
Isn't that
You
what
could
they're
have
trained
overturned
to
it.
do? Isn't
Could have overturned it.
Yeah, he'd already been hit. The ball's already on the ground. There's
Right.
nobody in trouble. Well,
No.
I don't think the referee that's on the screen is the one that blew the whistle, because he just stands there and watches the ball go.
No, I think it was someone else.
Yeah, it looked like somebody else.
Ken,
yep.
You were mentioning coaches' decisions. I found the gutsiest coach's decision was Mike Vrabel going against everybody because he won. Is saying, "Oh, that was obvious." They'll say, if you discuss this, that was obvious. Well, I would say to that, try being the head coach of a game in 2025 football where you basically say, or 2026 football, you basically say, no one else is scoring in the next 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That is guts. I'm telling you, because if that backfired, if Denver had scored all you would hear is he's got to try a pass. He's got to, you could have won it with 1 first down. I found that to be like, kudos to Mike Vrabel, man. Just, and again, Romo, is taking a lot of heat, and I get that, and I'm not a big fan, but he was right on that. Vrabel made that decision. It was obvious because we all know, and I'm a fan of this, Josh McDaniel does not play to lose, and I'm a fan of that. 3rd and 6, people are screaming to run the clock. Defense knows they're running. He throws. There could be an incomplete. The clock stops. He's done it every year he's been here. He didn't do it this game. That, to me, was Mike Vrabel, and God knows I don't know, but saying, guys, nobody's going to score. We just need a halfway decent punt if we don't get the first down. Gutsy coaching decision.
I thought that's an excellent point, Jim, because if you look down the drive chart, we had several, at least 2 or 3 and outs where we just didn't try anything too aggressive and then just punted the ball back to them and dared them to score, and then they would have a 3 and out. Yeah. But the one big play that I regret I didn't mention was the Patriots got the ball to start the second half. They had it at the 31-yard line. There was a point at which it was 3rd and 10, and May ran for a first down. Yeah, and that resulted in a 9-minute and 9-minute drive.
Yeah,
which ate up, a good 40% of the second half.
Yeah,
and that was how they got the chip shot field goal. They tried that trick play. That didn't get the first down, but they got the field goal. So that was really that was probably the biggest drive of the game. It was really the only drive the Patriots had.
Well, didn't they have
It was the only drive they had.
Well, didn't they have one in the 4th quarter where they didn't score, but they chewed up like 6 or 7 minutes?
That's what I just talked about.
I thought you said third quarter.
Second half.
Second
That
half.
was the second
Okay.
half. Yeah.
Can you expand, because I really didn't listen to all this other stuff. What's Romo getting killed for quickly, mainly?
Well, according to one media critic, there was too much. Tony, you're right. Tony, that was so great. Tony, you saw it coming. Tony, you this. Tony, you that. I got to be honest with you. In these big Patriots games, I'm barely listening to what they're saying. I have my own running analysis in my brain. I'm making notes. I'm texting you guys. I don't think Jim Nantz is a big time football announcer. I never have. But Romo occasionally comes up with a good point. I really don't care that much about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering when Jim, you were saying he was getting killed or whatever.
The last couple of weeks he has been.
The only thing he does that I think drives us all crazy is how another great call by so and so coach. Another great.
Well, I did notice in this game, maybe it was the type of game, but I didn't hear the word genius or brilliant very much in this game, whereas in the last game they did, it was almost every other play. I got a feeling somebody talked to him.
Yeah.
Or you watched Boston Sport. Did we talk about that? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he watched. I mean, did he watch? That's rhetorical question, right, Jim?
Sorry, Ken.
Yeah, I mean, I showed you the stats. I mean, if you want to see him again, you can see him again. It's just
all right.
Official stats off Google thing. I have a Google machine. I took that right off of that.
All right.
So anyway, great win, Patriots. Once again, I'll say I can't believe they're going to the Super Bowl. Okay, so next thing. Do you want to talk Bill Belichick not getting into the Hall of Fame, or do you just want to mention the second game?
Second game.
Okay.
Second game.
All
second
right.
game.
Yeah. I think Seattle won, right? Isn't that who won? Seattle? Yeah. Right. Seattle won. Hey, okay, by the way, I think I texted you guys during our game, the Patriots game, and I said, this is when football was football. And then watching, like Jim said, watching the next game, it's like, this is football now. This is football. You know what I mean? Now, but the other thing is, you turned on the Seattle St. Louis. Wow. Los Angeles Rams game, and it was perfect conditions. I mean, it just looked like they, we dropped into a movie and we're playing football in perfect conditions.
Well, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, Seattle, tough team, pulls out a pretty exciting game against the Rams. Jim, thoughts on that?
First time I really watched like a whole game of theirs. I think they're an impressive team, and I think the biggest story, that wide receiver is phenomenal. They got a great running back, even though they lost another of their very good running backs, didn't play. And the Sam Darnold journey reminds me of Nick Foles. This is a guy that couldn't cut it with the Jets. That quote about ghosts has haunted him ever since then. He did not have a great regular season. He turned the ball over 20 times.
Yeah.
Now, Nick Foles took over for Carson Wentz at the end of the season and ended up winning the Super Bowl because he played out of his mind. And, one of the biggest questions to me is which Sam Darnold's going to show up. And frankly, I don't know the answer. I don't think anybody does. So anybody that goes out there, Donald's going to be great, Donald's going to turn it over, I don't think they know. That's why we play. I mean, it's a cliche, but that's why you play. Having said that, I know what he's done the last 2 games. He's been great. Gotta tip your hat to him. To me, he's played 2 great playoff games. The Rams have a very good offense. Seattle's got a good defense, but they couldn't stop the Rams other than when they very had to. At the very end, and they stopped them on 4th down. And again, the coach decided not to go for a field goal.
Right.
But that one I kind of got because if you put him under truth serum, I think he might say, we weren't stopping that team. And that's exactly what happened when Seattle took over on 4th down. They ran out the clock.
Right.
And Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was over 6 minutes.
Yeah. Well, when they had the ball 4th and 1 at about the 30-yard line with 8 minutes left. And you have to go for it there.
Right.
I mean,
I think so.
You have to. So they get the first down there. Now, once they get the first down there, you almost have to go for it because you're now going to use up 2 or 3 more minutes. You're going to shorten the game. And the only scenario I would see where maybe you kick a field goal with 4 minutes left and cut the lead to 1 is if you find yourself, say, 4th and 14 after a holding penalty, and your odds of getting a touchdown are really, really small. So maybe in that circumstance, with 4 minutes left, the Rams would kick a field goal. But I can't, even though I'm all year I've been saying stop going for it on 4th down. I can't get on McVay in that instance because with only 4 minutes left, and you're on the 6-yard line and you're down 4. I guess you could challenge the play call. Some people have said,
yeah, if you're going to do that, that's what you do. But to me,
I think you
as
have
opposed
to
to the Pats game and Mike Vrabel's decision, this is the modern NFL. He said, okay, it was 4 minutes left. We're not stopping them. So we're behind by 4. We're not going to stop them. We got to get the touchdown. And to me, not only we got to get the touchdown, but that will take away the amount of time they have to put together a winning or tying drive. So to me, the decision to go for the first down in the modern NFL, Ken, as you said, in perfect conditions, was entirely appropriate.
So I guess
I don't know. Go ahead, Ken.
I was going to say people on the other side, and this is, what went through my head a little bit. We talked about this a little bit. I think it was like 4 something left on the clock. They were down 4, but they had all 3 timeouts left.
They weren't stopping them. This is Bill 4th and 2 all over again. I don't care what the spin was. The reality was we're not stopping Peyton Manning anymore.
But if you
this game, guys, we're not going to stop him. I'm going to give the ball to my best player and have him try to win the game rather than punt it to them. And Manning's going to make a fool out of us. Not a fool, but he's been doing it the whole second half. What makes you think we're going to stop him now?
But I'm just saying that the
had 10 timeouts.
What?
We weren't stopping them.
But they would have been down 1 with 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. And then you only need a field goal.
In my opinion, they could have had 10 timeouts, called the timeout every single play, and they wouldn't have stopped them.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Well, Jim, they did stop them.
When? Oh, yeah, at the they did with 20 seconds left. Right. They got 20 seconds.
And they would have been they would have had to get a field goal at the end.
But you want to bet on that?
You know,
I'm not betting on that. I'm betting on my best players. Stafford's my MVP. I'm betting on him. I'm betting on him to win the game, and it didn't work.
I mean, I would have went for it too.
But I can live with that. I can live with losing with my best player making the biggest play.
I'll tell you one thing that I think factors into a lot of these decisions nowadays, and occasionally you hear announcers allude to it, but not often. Let's assume, for argument's sake, that they had kicked the field goal. One of the things that coaches think about nowadays is the other team doesn't get the ball at the 20-yard line anymore.
Right.
They get it at the 30, the 35-yard line.
Right.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Big time.
So like it used to be, well, we kick the field goal, we'll try to pin them back.
Yeah.
We'll be very aggressive on the return team. Maybe we can stop at, say the 18-yard line. That's what happened to the Patriots, their first Super Bowl win. St. Louis tied the game with a minute and a half left, and they kicked off to Brady, and the Pats got it at the 17-yard line.
Yeah.
And that was why John Madden said,
right,
oh, no, you can't go for it now. Well, if the Pats had got it at the 35-yard line,
right,
no way Madden says that.
No.
So I think part of this analytics thing now is that, which is where do you get the ball when you kick it off?
Hey, one more point about the conditions.
Yeah.
I think watching those two games, the thought about the conditions occurred to me because on the one hand, we have Drake May playing, 3 cold weather games, one horrendous, and he's completing 55% of his passes as opposed to 72% in the regular season in better conditions. On the other hand, we have, what the Rams score in that game? 24 points?
27.
So we have the Patriots defense playing better than they ever have all season. So how much of that is attributable to the conditions where offense can't move? So I think those are a couple of questions that will be answered in the Super Bowl in hopefully good conditions. And I actually got confidence in the Patriots defense, even in good weather, when the offense should be clicking. So we'll see.
Yeah, I like that. And I wanted to, we're going to do our full preview next week, but I think there's one unit of the 4 major units, offense, defense of both teams, that people are sleeping on, that cliche, which is the Patriots offense. The Patriots actually outscored Seattle this year.
Mm-hmm.
They had a streak, and this, I couldn't even believe it when I looked it up. Starting with the 4th week, the Patriots scored 42, 23, 25, 31, 32, 24, 28, 27, 26, 33, 31, 28, 42, and 38 points.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, that's not chump change. That's roughly 30 points a game average.
Yeah.
Seattle was close, but Seattle was not that good. They didn't score that many points. Now, did they have tougher opposition? Did they have a tougher schedule? I understand all this, but at some point, the schedule discussion has to go out the window. They're both in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They both had to beat playoff teams to get to the Super Bowl.
I think the reason it's underrated is recency bias because, look, we can talk about the conditions. To be fair, we have to say, yeah, we think it affected the Patriots offense. But to be fair, we also have to say it helped the Patriots defense because if the Patriots offense is affected, so are the Chargers, so are the Broncos, and so are the Texans. That's only fair. But I think it's just recency bias, frankly, is that Drake May, again, maybe he's got a good excuse, has not played up to his regular season performance as opposed to the defense, which has exceeded it and been terrific. I mean, just terrific. So I think these questions will get answered in the Super Bowl, and hopefully it doesn't rain out there.
We're going to, our next show will be the complete breakdown, dissection, intricacies, all the little things that go in. Check them out.
And I want to make one more point about the schedule before we leave this.
Yeah. Jim, you had told me about this. You have something about the schedule.
Okay. Give me a minute here. All year long, the detractors have talked about the Patriots schedule. So let's look at it and not run into our respective corners and say, A, the schedule doesn't matter. B, it does matter. They suck. So the three easiest schedules this year in order: Patriots, Broncos, Cowboys. When I look at that, two teams took advantage. Where'd the Cowboys go with an easy schedule? They didn't go anywhere.
Right. Typical
Okay,
cowboy
so
land.
let me look at it from a coach's perspective. Mike Vrabel. You get your team your first practice. You build the team. Okay? You teach. You just build your team. As the season progresses, you hope your team gets better. And most good coaches will see the progress in their team, even if it's not wins. So Vrabel, I think, was able to make all these points and all these progressions in his team while winning because of the schedule. Okay? Now, if Jackson plays the second half, if Nix plays, if Burrow and Chase play, would the Pats have this record? Probably not. But does it really matter? Because what matters is now. Okay? Right now. It doesn't matter what the Pats were in week 5. Because frankly, and Brady and Belichick used to talk about this, they're not the same team. I don't care if they have all the same players, they're not the same team. People get better. Some people get worse, okay? And my point is, they could have still built to this point, losing the Cincinnati game. They could have taken something out of that loss and said, hey, we played a great a great quarterback, great receiver. So the bottom line is, where are they now? And an example of this, to me, is clearly the 2007 Giants. They came into the playoffs 10-6. But in the last 6 weeks of NFL football, and remember, the Pats were 16-0, they played that 16-0 team to a dead heat. A 3-point loss and a 3-point win in the Super Bowl. Okay? If they played in week 1, the Pats probably would have killed them. But Tom Coughlin did a great job building the team. So again, what matters is now. And also, let's state another fact. The Pats are very healthy for an NFL team right now. And that matters. So what were the Pats supposed to do? Say, okay, Burrow's out. We'll take May and we'll play Joshua Dobbs. Oh, and Chase got suspended because he couldn't control himself the week before. Let's see, our best guy, it's probably Diggs. We'll sit him. No. So, but my big point is, it's where they are now, and they could have got there losing a few games.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to analyze for the Super Bowl. The two teams we will next week, as they are now, not what they were in week 7.
Jim, that's a fantastic point. I love that. And I love the way you draw your experience as a coach. You're absolutely right. The only thing that really matters is what they've done lately. And what they've done lately is if you include Baltimore in the mix, because they would have been in the playoffs if the Patriots hadn't beat them, the Patriots are 4-1 in their last 10 games against NFL playoff teams. The defense has been great. They've allowed, 7 points, 16 points, 3 points, 10 points, 10 points. They've been terrific. And I think the Patriots are going to give Seattle all they can handle in the Super Bowl.
And
I think it's going to be a great game. And for those, I'll repeat an earlier point, for those who say Drake May has slumped, I would say yes, but maybe there's a reason. But also, if you're going to say that, and you're going to say the Pats don't have a chance because of that, then you got to say their defense might be the best in football right now. Were they in week 6? No. No Patriots fan would say that. But are they now? They might be. They just might be. And we'll find out in good weather on Sunday. It's going to be fun. And I think the Pats are going to be highly competitive.
And didn't Belichick
Save our predictions for next week, but I think they'll be highly competitive. I think, Super Bowls can go anyway. Teams can blow. That could happen, but I think it'll be a really good game.
Hey,
but we'll do more next week.
And didn't Belichick and Brady, but mainly Belichick, say throughout all those years that they're building to play their best football in December and January?
Yeah, they always did.
And they always did. And when they were good, they always got better by that time. So
football and basketball and maybe hockey are the sports you can really say that about, because they require cohesion of teams. I didn't coach football. I coached basketball and baseball. But They require that. Look at the Celtics just quickly. 0-3 coming out of the gate with a brand new team. Okay. Now look where they are. Second place in the East. Nobody figured it. All right. It takes time. Joe Mazzulla, I think, is doing a fantastic job. He wasn't a bad coach in those 3 games. Mike Vrabel was 1-2. He wasn't a bad coach in those 3 games. They were building their team. And people just, I have never heard national or even local talk about this. It's like, this is how you do it. Give them credit.
Hey, just to move it, let's do 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4, whatever you want.
One or two.
On Bill Belichick not getting into the Hall of Fame. Paul, go ahead. Opinion?
I don't think this is worth a lot of time, but I will say this. He got what he asked for. All those years of being a turd to the media,
Yeah.
all those years of being refusing to answer even the most elementary questions, playing a little to the edge with the rules. I'm sure that got held against him a little bit. It's not helping Mr. Kraft either with the voters. That sentiment is out there. I travel around the country. I go to other cities. People think we're cheaters. They think Belichick's a cheater. Belichick, you hear it. I think eventually he gets in, but this was clearly a little nose tweak. And he hasn't had a great post NFL. You know, he hasn't had a dignified exit from the NFL. And I think all those things conspired against him.
Jim, quick.
Should have been a lock. I don't buy any of the excuses. There is no moral clause in the NFL like there is in baseball. And the voters need to rise above that if they want to be on that committee. I'm sorry. That's you just need to rise above that. 6 Super Bowls.
Not really disagreeing with me, right?
No, I'm not disagreeing. That's exactly the reason he got it. Oh no, I agree with you. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm adding to it in that I think voters have to rise above that. There is no moral clause in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
like there is in baseball. So, you know, what more can this guy do? And don't give me and we've gone through it ad infinitum. Don't give me the Brady Belichick thing. Then take Walsh out, take Lombardi out because he only won with Starr. Walsh only won with Montana. Shula didn't win with Marino, only won with Greasy. Get him out if that's the standard. This was not that I care that much, but this was just wrong.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. He didn't get in because of what Paul said, what you said. Is he deserving to be in? Yeah, I would say his resume says he should be in. But
he also paid the penalty for those violations. They did what they did.
Hey, they took draft choices away from him.
They took draft, and he still built winners.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So he should have been in. All right, we're running out of time, but let's just do a quick. Did you want to do the Australian Open or the Royal Rumble? Which one? No. Okay, we'll go over. The pickleball we've covered, so that's been covered.
Good agenda, Ken.
But by the way, they belong. I just want to tell you who the Boston Dragons belong to. The USLPL, which everybody knows is the United States Legends Pickleball League.
Okay.
So that was obvious, but I just thought and so
there was a team. There's a league that's not Legends. This is the upper league. This is the Legend League.
And they have the stuff. Their captain is Randy Parker. Everybody knows him or her. And the manager is Tabitha Johnson. Okay, so that's it.
Well, this is so predictable. I remember my son years ago. He was playing ultimate frisbee, and it was a sort of a hippie sport. You wear your bare feet, and you played it for fun. And then it became like a varsity sport.
Right.
And all the kids that wanted to play it for fun didn't make the team. Pickleball started off as a fun exercise for seniors to get back out on the tennis court because it's a little less taxing. And now it's, professional pickleball. It's like everything else in this country. It's got to go pro.
Yeah.
The Pro Bowlers Tour was the first.
Hey, they'll probably outdraw the Live, so I'll give them that. All right. Quickly, I don't know what to say about this team, but the Celtics just keep on winning. They just the other night who'd they beat? Now I forget. Portland. They looked dead tired after the first quarter. They looked like they had no legs. They had very little energy, but somehow or another they won again. I'm really this season is just amazing. So just a quick word on the Celtics, guys, and then we're going to wrap this show up because we got to get ready for our Super
Ken,
Bowl preview.
I would just say the thing to watch for in the next few days, because Kata might not play tonight. Is Amari, have the Celtics done it again with a big man? I mean, as Scals pointed this out, and it's a great point. I mean, they did it with Luke Cornett. He ended up signing whatever he signed for in San Antonio, and he plays a lot on a team that could win the NBA championship. They've done it with Kata. They've now done it with Gaza, who is contributing big time. Are they doing with it Amari Williams? And if they are, don't sell that sauce. don't tell other teams.
Right.
Don't tell me. Don't tell Boston Sports Nuts.
Yeah.
That's my.
Well, I think we're not sure about Williams yet. He had one really
we're not,
bad
but I'm
stretch.
just like.
But I agree with you. I mean, you don't mind when he comes into the game.
No.
And that's really been the theme of this year. There hasn't really been anybody. Missoula has done a brilliant job, really, making a role for everybody on the bench.
Yeah, he has. I guess the other thing, Ken, would be the number 219. That is Hugo Gonzalez's plus minus. Now, I'm not the biggest plus minus fan,
right?
But that's insane.
That is out of control.
219 for a rookie.
And he couldn't make the futures game, the NBA.
No,
weekend.
And Scal claims he texted Adam Silver to try to get him on. And I think he was serious. It was on the morning show. I think he was serious.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't score a lot of points.
Right.
That's the only reason he's not on.
But boy, he contributes to winning.
He sure does, doesn't he? With that,
very low first round pick, Brad Stevens again.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm right now. If I'm voting, I'm picking Missoula as the coach of the year.
By the way, I'm still waiting for Felder and Maz's prediction that Brad Stevens would go back to college to come.
Oh
through.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
that's a take that hasn't aged well.
In a month,
because you wouldn't want to be president of the most prestigious franchise on the planet Earth in the field of basketball. You wouldn't.
Right.
No,
you'd rather be recruiting kids in their living rooms.
Yeah.
You know, in Kentucky. You know, you'd rather do that. I would.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be between Joe and the Pistons coach Bickerstaff.
Yeah.
He's had a great. I mean, that team's in first. That you got to give that guy credit.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up. I was going to get to the Champions Tour tournament, but I guess I'll let that go for this week. And I got a little preview on the Boston Lobsters coming up for our next show.
Oh, okay.
All right. But that's going to do it for Boston Sports Nuts, everybody. Thanks for watching. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple, Westwood Media, plenty of other stations around. So look out for us. All right. That's it, boys. We'll talk later.
Thank you for watching Boston Sports Nuts. You can find all of our episodes available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. For more information, go to westwoodmediacenter.tv or follow Boston Sports Nuts on Facebook, Instagram, and X.